G'day guys and welcome to Aussie English. My objective here is to teach you guys the English spoken down under. So whether you want to speak like a fair dinkum Aussie, or you just want to understand what the flippin' hell we're on about when we're having a yarn, you've come to the right place. So sit back, grab a cuppa and enjoy Aussie English. G'day guys, welcome to this episode of Aussie English. Today we're going to do some more pronunciation stuff following on from what we covered last week, which was the episode on what are you and what are you. So what are you and what do you? And today we'll cover using the pronoun I. So what do I and what am I? What do I becomes what do I? And what am I becomes what am I? So it's what do I and what am I? There's a slight difference there in the middle. What do I and what am I? So here are some examples of what do I plus a verb. What do I do becomes what do I do? What do I think becomes what do I think? What do I say becomes what do I say? And what do I talk about becomes what do I talk about? So you'll see again how I mentioned last week too that it's just a lot easier to say what do I if you push it together and it becomes a more fluid what do I? What do I? What do I? And remember that if you hear just the verb after the what do I, you don't necessarily have to analyze and break down the what do I into each individual word to know what the person's talking about. An easy sort of cheat, an easy way of doing this is just hearing the verb afterwards. And if it's just do, think, say, talk about, you know that it's what do I? And if it ends in ing, you know that it was with the verb to be. So the next section is with the verbs ending in ing. What am I doing becomes what am I doing? What am I thinking becomes what am I thinking? What am I saying becomes what am I saying? And what am I talking about becomes what am I talking about? So you'll hear that what am I and then doing, thinking, saying, talking about what am I? Or you'll hear what do I, and do, think, say, talk about. So it's just one of those things. Keep practicing it, guys. It'll become a lot easier for you to speak as you learn to sort of push together these words and pronounce them a little more fluidly like this. And you'll also, as a result of learning how to do it and practicing it, when you hear it, you'll naturally know what people are saying without having to sit there and think, okay, he said what, and then he said am, and then he said I, and that's what am I, so I know what he's talking about now. It'll just become natural. So let's go through some of the exercises here where I'll just repeat the pronunciation change of what do I 5 times, and then I'll do what am I 5 times. What do I? 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 And now I'll do what am I? 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 And so now I'll read out those same sentences that we did earlier, and you guys have to try and anticipate the pronunciation change. So I'll read it out well pronounced, like what do I do? And then I'll give you a little bit of space for you to guess how to change that. So what do I do? And then you would say, what do I do? And then I'll say the correct version afterwards. So let's go. What do I do? What do I do? What do I think? What do I think? What do I say? What do I say? What do I talk about? What do I talk about? What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I thinking? What am I thinking? What am I saying? What am I saying? What am I talking about? What am I talking about? So that's the episode for today, guys. I'm going to follow on and I'm going to try and cover all the different pronouns with this sort of form of what do and then what am or what are or what is. And so hopefully it helps you guys in your fluidity of spoken English. Anyway, talk to you soon. Have a good one. Thanks for listening to the Aussie English podcast, guys. If you haven't already, please come and join the community on Facebook at www.facebook.com/the Aussie English podcast, where I make daily posts about anything and everything related to Australia. Also, if you're enjoying the podcast, then please leave a review on iTunes or Stitcher or whichever platform you're listening to it through, as it'll help the podcast grow. Thanks again, guys, and enjoy your day.